Can you hear me now?
There,
Yes, we
Prabhu.
can
Hare
hear you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I was using Bluetooth, so the Bluetooth was taking my voice. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Shakshuruminitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Vistam Stapitanyena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadama Dadati Supadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamanam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha. Shri Rupa Sagrajata Sagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam. Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padasagana. Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapati Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakapataru Vyasya Kripa Sindhu Vyai Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vindare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. We are welcome back.
Nah.
Let us first of all welcome His Grace Rasa Raj Prabhu back. Haribo.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for having
Prabhu,
me.
we miss you so much. Whatever.
I miss
Please
you all
don't leave us
too.
so long. Don't leave us for so long again. Okay.
I was actually on last night, but I didn't know because I was away for some time. I didn't know that we don't have anything on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
But you
Tuesday
can,
now, during the Kartik, Tuesday we are keeping Tuesday free because I cannot do half time on Tuesday because of the Damodar Ashtakam. So that is why. So let's start immediately. We continue from chapter 6. Where did we stop? Someone going to remind us?
6.31. We just read the sloka.
31 or 20? We have not reached 31, Prabhu.
Prabhu, you stop at
Just the
31.
sloka. We just read the sloka.
We just read the sloka only, Prabhu.
Yeah, the 31. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to continue from the 31 now. Very good. I put my demarcation somewhere else, sorry. So let's continue. Okay. Or who wants to remind us where we stopped last time? Quickly, quick one. Let's see who is keeping notes.
Yeah, Prabhu. That's about the nature of the mind. The nature of the mind is flickering and unsteady. That's
Haribo, thank you. Anybody want to add something more?
Oh, wait.
Moraniki?
Yes, Prabhu. On chapter 6, verse 27, we discuss about the yogi's mind is that it is fixed on Shri Krishna. And so we have to be always engaged on the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So for us, like the yogi, for example, it is easy for us to be in the transcendental loving service for the Lord because it is a natural course for us. It is the mode of goodness. So we naturally are inclined to do service for the Lord. What else? On the next verse, verse 28, we discuss about the self-controlled yogi. So a yogi that is self-controlled. Oh, sorry for the noise. My window is open. A self-controlled yogi is constantly engaged in yoga practice, and because of that, he is free, or he becomes free from all the material contamination of the world, or in this material world. What else? And for 629 to 630, we discuss about Prema Bhakti, which is the topmost goal in our lives as devotees. It's to engage in loving service for Krishna, and of course, always be in Krishna consciousness. That's it. That's all my notes, Prabhu.
Thank you very much. Madam Yarika, where are you? Were you here on Monday?
I'm here, Prabhu. I was on Monday. Something I'm
Okay.
fixing something. Sorry. Yeah,
Huh?
I just want to add something as well,
Okay.
but I actually forgot which verse you used that example, but you used the example of the lotus
Okay.
flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherein even though there are like different types, I mean, even if it gets like drops of water, the water is just going to drip out of the leaf, and it's not gonna touch the lotus, and the lotus is always gonna be clean as it is. It's like you said something like it's how should it's how it is in my notes, Prabhu. This is just my memory.
Yeah,
It's in my
let me
laptop.
remind you. Thank you. Thank you for giving me that. Let me remind you. So I was saying that sometimes when we come close to the pure devotees, we become disturbed by, we see them acting also, and then we think that we are the same. But actually, the pure devotee of Krishna, the Sayansi, our guru, they are completely transcendental. So even though they act seemingly the same, we eat, they eat, they sleep, we sleep, they sleep, they move around, but they are completely transcendental. They are not conditioned by the modes of nature. So then that is when I use the example of the lotus. Even though they are in this world, they are no more of this world. Thank you for reminding us of that example. Very wonderful. Examples actually make explanation more easy, you know? Yeah, thank you. So any other, Mother Tripura, you want to say something? From your notes. I want to
Yeah,
know
actually,
those who are keeping,
I did not
those who
attend
are
my
keeping notes.
last class, right? But I have watched a YouTube lecture. It was like we need to be reaching the transcendental position. The transcendental position is the one where we don't get affected by any modes of senses, nature, desires. So we need to reach that state of point. It should be our highest target. So I learned that one. So we need to engage all our services by remembering Krishna.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, I remember you were not here on Monday. Sorry. Oh, sorry. But you see, give me some comment. Thank you very much. Mother Prabhu Ryan, what is there in your notes? I want to see those who are keeping notes. I want to keep track with them.
Wait, Prabhu.
What's there in your notes? Let us hear what is there in your notes.
I don't
Because
have
I
actually.
always see you are always writing. So I want to see what is there.
I just write the slokas and some. Wait, I cannot remember some what you have discussed. I know it's all about the mind, but
So you didn't write
the
anything down?
highlights.
You didn't write anything down?
Yeah, that's only the slokas in my note.
Ah, okay. Because I always see you busy. So you are busy writing the slokas.
Yeah, because I want like a summarize. So every time that I need to go back to slokas, I have it in here in my notes, and on the computer it's later on.
Ah, okay. So please, tomorrow I want to see your notes. I want to hear from your notes.
Prabhu.
Yes.
Oh, I will add. Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on Mother Angel's recall of the previous discussions.
Okay.
She said that we learned about the mind, that the mind is flickering and unsteady, and you compared it to like a child. The child is naturally, like its nature is to play. So, like our mind, its nature is to flicker and to become distracted about certain things or many things around us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I thank you for reminding of that. Because the nature, see, when we say something, when we say this is the nature of something, or this is the nature of someone, we should try to understand how deep that is. For example, what is the nature of fire? When you think of fire, what do you think?
Heat.
It engulfs stuff.
Heat.
Burn.
You think of heat. When you think
Destroys.
when you think of sugar, what do you think?
Sweet.
Sweet.
Sweet. So the nature of sugar is sweetness. Okay. The nature of fire is heat and smoke. So the nature of the mind is that it's flickering and unsteady by nature. Do you understand what it means now? When we say nature of sugar is sweet, so the nature of the mind is to be unsteady and flicker by nature. You understand? That is the nature of the mind. And there is nothing anyone can do about that. There is nothing anyone can do about that. The only thing we can do is to engage the mind in the service of the Lord. Then the mind becomes purified. That does not mean that the flickering and unsteady nature will stop. But now you start flickering and unsteady around the Lord. You see? So the mind will, the nature will remain. It will still be flickering, but it will be jumping from one pastime of the Lord to another pastimes. You see? Because that is the nature of the mind. But the mind will become purified. Until we give up this material body, then we have the real soul. The soul does not have the mind. The subtle body, we are utilizing the subtle body in the material atmosphere. When we go back to the spiritual world, we will leave the subtle body here on earth. You see? So there is no mind, material mind with the soul. The soul has its own pure mind or pure nature, which is pure. It's not like the material mind that is always flickering. You see? So as long as we have this material mind, the mind is naturally flickering and unsteady by nature, but it can become purified so that it doesn't lead us to miseries. When it's not purified, it brings us unhappiness, it brings us distress, it brings us depression. But when the mind is purified, it brings us happiness, it brings us peace of mind, it brings us, joy, or whatever you may call it, when it's purified. Just like when a child is properly trained, it brings happiness to the parents, it brings happiness to the community, it brings happiness to the nation. When a child is not trained, the child brings anxiety to the community, to the family, to the whole nation. You see, that is the nature of the mind. So when we train our mind, we purify our mind, it naturally tread the righteous paths. It takes us through the righteous path that we'll be happy with. When we don't train our mind, we don't purify our mind, it takes us to the miserable paths. That is why Krishna mentioned earlier, your mind can be your best friend and your mind can be your worst enemy. That is it. A trained mind can be your best friend. Untrained mind, unpurified mind will be our worst enemy. So that is the point. So let's continue from 31, the purport. Sarva Bhuta Tam Yom Bhajanti Ekatvam Astita Sarvata Vatamano Pisa Yogi Mayi Pratate. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I and the super soul are one, remain always in me in all circumstances. Because the mind of this yogi is already fixed like a lamp in a windless place. Krishna gave that example. When the mind is completely controlled, it will be like a lamp in a windless place. Means that the mind can focus on particular thing for a long time. So let's read the purport.
Read it, Prabhu.
Yes, please, Mata.
A yogi who is practicing meditation on the super soul sees within himself the plenary portion of Krishna as Vishnu, with 4 hands holding conch shell, wheel, club, and lotus flower. The yogi should know that Vishnu is not different from Krishna. Krishna is this form of super soul is situated in everyone's heart. Furthermore, there is no difference between the innumerable super souls present in the innumerable hearts of living entities, nor there is a difference between Krishna conscious person always engaged in transcendental loving service of Krishna and a perfect yogi engaged in meditation on the super soul. The yogi in Krishna consciousness, even though he may be engaged in various activities while in material existence, remains always situated in Krishna. This is confirmed in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. 1 second, Prabhu.
Yes, please go ahead.
1.2, 187 of Srila Rupa Goswami. Nikhilas swapyavastasu jivan muktaha sa uchate. A devotee of the Lord always acting in Krishna consciousness is automatically liberated in the Narada Pancharatra. This is confirmed in this way. Dikhaladiya navachine Krishna cheto vidayacha tanmayo bhavati shipram jevo brahmani yojayat. By concentrating one's attention on the transcendental form of Krishna, who is all-pervading and beyond time and space, one becomes absorbed in thinking of Krishna and then attains the happy state of transcendental association with him. Krishna consciousness is the highest stage of trance in yoga practice. This very understanding that Krishna is present as Paramatma in everyone's heart makes the yogi faultless. The Vedas, Gopala Tapani Upanishad 1.21, confirm this inconceivable potency of the Lord as follows. Eko pisan bahuda yovabate. Although the Lord is one, he is present in innumerable hearts as many. Similarly, the Smriti Shastra, it is said, Eka eva paro Vishnuhu sarva vyapi na samsha yaha Aisvarya Drupam Ekam Cha Surya Vat Bahudeyate. Vishnu is one and yet he is certainly all-pervading. By his inconceivable potency, in spite of his one form, he is present everywhere, as the sun appears in many places at once. Hare Krishna.
So that example used now, the last sentence of the purport is very, very important for us to understand how the super soul is present everywhere. See, it is mentioned like a sun. Like a sun is present, appears in many places at once. You see? So try to imagine the super soul. The Lord in the heart is in the heart of all of us, all at once. Just like the sun. When you see the sun in the morning, whether you are in the Mindanao, you are in the what is another place in the Philippines, the different areas. Somebody want to remind me, Mindanao, Davao,
Olongapo.
Cebu.
Cebu. You know, no matter wherever you are in Philippines, once the sun is rising in the morning, we all get the sunlight at once. It's not that, okay, the sun rises from Mindanao, then gradually it comes to Olongapo, then no. Immediately the sun is coming out, the sun comes at once. So similarly, the super soul is present in our heart all simultaneously. You see, it's not like sometimes Krishna is in my heart and sometimes Krishna is not in your heart. It's not like that. The Lord is always there in our heart. You see? So that is why he knows what is going on in your heart. I may not know what is going on in your mind, but the Lord knows what is going on in your mind perfectly. If you want to have so much faith in the super soul, you carry out this experiment. You go out for book distribution, okay? When you go out for book distribution, before you approach the person, you say, Krishna, I know you are in my heart, and you are in the heart of this person. Please, if truly you are in his heart, please let him take this book. You carry out the experiment. I want you to go and practicalize it, okay? Now you have to do practical. You have to do some practical, you know. You see? You say, Krishna, please, if you know, because I used to do this a lot. When I go out for book distribution, You know, sometimes it becomes very difficult. People don't want to stop for you. The people, rejecting you. And you know what book distribution teaches you? Book distribution, it teaches you how to become humble. You see? Because nobody likes rejection. Nobody likes rejection. We always like to be accepted. When people reject us, we feel bad. So when you go for book distribution, people will reject you a lot. No, I'm not interested. No. Oh, I'm very busy. You feel, oh, my heart, you feel like that. Then when you have tried, you become tired. You just say, Krishna, please. You are the super soul in the heart. Please convince this person that I'm going to give now. Then you will just see the miracle will happen. Boom. The person will just say, oh, Hare Krishna. Oh, I've been looking for the Hare Krishna. Oh, Krishna, like that. So it's a very wonderful experience, actually, So always when you go for book distribution, it's a very perfect time for you to always remember the super soul. If you forget the super soul, you will not distribute so much book. If you forget the super soul, you will not distribute. You may not even distribute a book. Hardly you will. If you distribute, maybe you're just using your own power to convince the person. But if you remember doing a book distribution that Krishna is in the heart of all, oh, book distribution will be very easy for you. And Krishna is going to show you that magic that truly is in the heart of all. You see? So Krishna is simultaneously in the heart of all of us. And is guiding us, is fulfilling our desires, and is reminding us and permitting us to do whatever our karma is in this particular body. You see? So that is it. So the Lord Papa was stressing so much on how the Lord is in the heart of all. Paramatma. You see? Okay, so let's go to 32. Any comments or question? Okay. Atmopam yena sarvatra samapashyanti yojuna shukambaya divadukam sayogi paramo mata. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress. Oh, Arjuna, this is very, very instructive. Very instructive, okay? So let's read Prabhupada's purport, then we'll come back again to talk about it.
Okay. One who is Krishna conscious is a perfect yogi. He is aware of everyone's happiness and distress by dint of his own personal experience. The cause of distress of a living entity is forgetfulness of his relationship with God. And the cause of happiness is knowing Krishna to be supreme enjoyer of all the activities of the human being, the proprietor of all lands and planets, and the sincerest friend of all living entities. The perfect yogi knows that the living being who is conditioned by the modes of material nature is subjected to the threefold material miseries due to forgetfulness of his relationship with Krishna. And because one in Krishna consciousness is happy, he tries to distribute the knowledge of Krishna everywhere. Since the perfect yogi tries to broadcast the importance of becoming Krishna conscious, he is the best philanthropist in the world, and he is the dearest servitor of the Lord. Nachatasman manus yeso kashin me priya kritaha. Bhagavad Gita 18.69. In other words, a devotee of the Lord always looks to the welfare of all living entities, and in this way, he is factually the friend of everyone. He is the best yogi because he does not desire perfection in yoga for his personal benefit, but tries for others also. He does not envy his fellow living entities. There is a contrast between a pure devotee of the Lord and a yogi interested only in his personal elevation. The yogi who has withdrawn to a secluded place in order to meditate perfectly may not be as perfect as a devotee who is trying his best to turn every man toward Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So, he tries to distribute knowledge of Krishna everywhere. You see, Prabhupada is stressing about this. And because one is Krishna consciousness is happy, it tries to distribute. So if we are not distribute Krishna consciousness, means we are not happy. Because you cannot give what you don't have. You see, so those who are really enjoying Krishna consciousness and who have compassion, they want to share Krishna consciousness with everyone. You see, and it doesn't necessarily that we have to go to the street before we can share Krishna consciousness. Some of us are strategically situated in a particular situation that we can preach to diverse people. Okay, you are working in the office. Let your friends, let the people around you know that you are a devotee of Krishna. You know, behave in a way that they want to follow you to the temple. Because your behavior will become preaching. Oh, I really like the way you behave. Oh, you don't eat that, you don't eat this. How do you do it? Can you show me? Our behavior should be preaching wherever we are. We should behave in a way that people will want to say, I want to follow you to where your church, you know. Then we have achieved perfection in our behavior. It's not easy, but it's possible. You see? So that is why, as a devotee, if we are happy, we want to share this Krishna consciousness, because after tasting this Krishna consciousness, we can see and we have realized, many of us have realized, that there's nothing that is higher than this. But what happened is that many of us say, oh, it's very wonderful, it's high, this is the best. But to share with others, we are very stingy. We are stingy. We are always, oh, no. He will not understand. He will not understand. I remember when I was in my country, you know, devotees, we always say, oh, they are karmis, they will not understand. How did you understand? Were you not coming before also? You know, then we start thinking ourselves so special. Like, oh, I'm so special, I can understand, but they cannot understand. Who told you? No, they can understand. Actually, there is someone now, somewhere in Philippines, what the person is anchoring for is Krishna. But if we don't go out to meet them, how can we give them? The person is just waiting for Krishna. There was one story of story about book distribution, the book distributor. So he was going to house preaching. Also, we can do house to house preaching, you know. It's very nice also. Like the Jehovah Witness people. You know, just take one devotee with you and you knock on people's house and share the knowledge of Krishna with them, you know. It will be very wonderful to see devotee go out like this, how to house preaching. You have to dress nicely. You dress nicely, one brother, one sister, or you can, no, one brother and sister, no, not balance. You can have two sisters, one brother, or two brothers, one sister. Then it's balanced, like that. Then you go around and knock on people's door. Hello, hello, Paul. I want to share some good news message with you. Can we come in? You know, they will be thinking that maybe you are Jehovah's Witness, you know. That is how to preach to people who are living normal life. You see? So, it was saying, this person was knocking on the door. So, one day, he knocked at one door. He knocked at like 3 times. So the owner of the house came to the door and he said, hello, oh, I'm very happy to share this wonderful knowledge with you. This knowledge brings happiness, you know, it gives solace to the heart. You know, we are suffering in this world, and by reading this book, you become happy. I assure you. Say, are you sure? He said, yes. Okay, let me see the book. Okay, he collected the book. Then after 5 years, this person became a devotee. Then after 5 years, he was giving testimony. So one day, a devotee was knocking at the door around. I was almost committing suicide. Actually already set up the rope and almost committing suicide. Then somebody knocked on the door. And when I opened the door, and this person gave me this book. And I say, okay, even if I'm going to give up this life, Somehow, I don't know why this person has come at this point, at this time. Let me read the book, then I can do whatever I want to do. And by reading the books, his life become completely changed. He could understand that there are things in life you cannot change. You just have to learn to tolerate them. They will pass. Just like rainy time. The rain will be raining very heavily. Just have to tolerate the weather. The rain will pass. Or the sunny heat time. It will be very hot. We just have to tolerate. The heat will pass. So life is like season. Things come, things go. We just have to learn how to tolerate. Then those situations will pass. It will look as if it has never happened before when we learn to tolerate. So having, gotten this book, I read it, and that was the end of committing suicide. I started chanting Hare Krishna, my mantra. Now I'm very happy to be living in this world. This is what you are going to do to someone if you share this knowledge with them. This is how you are going to save someone if you can just give knowledge to the person very close to you. This is how you will save someone. So this knowledge, we can share with everyone, because this knowledge actually is what everyone needs to be happy. We all need this knowledge to be happy. So we should not think ourselves to be so special that they cannot understand. No. If you can understand as a Filipino, they will understand also. Don't think that you are so special that what you can understand, they cannot understand. Who told you? I'm very sure there is much more intelligent people than us there. So we can share this knowledge with them. They can understand it. They will know. And they will try to follow it. You see? So that is what I'd like to share now. Let's continue. Any question, comments?
Prabhu, can I add something? I share something.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Please share.
Yeah, actually, Prabhu, this is from Prabhu Chaitanya Chandra Das. When we were doing book distribution. So at that time, he was advising us, like we were asking him, because Filipinos, it's known that they are more receptive to foreigners. So basically, we asked him, like, is there any other way that these people will not neglect us? so he was he was advising us, like, oh, why don't you pretend as foreigner too? Like he was telling me, oh, you look like Thai, you know how to speak Thai, so why don't you pretend as Thai and see if it is effective or not? And then he told Mother Ashraya too that I told Mother Ashraya, oh, Mother Ashraya, you've been to Brunei, you know how to speak Indonesian, so you can pretend as Indonesian too. So we were doing this for book distribution, and then when I pretended as Thai, it was more effective than being Filipino.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more Prabhu. And also the same goes with Prabhu Pitambar when we went to book distribution. He was like going alone, but then he noticed the guard was looking at us, like the girls, basically. So he was thinking, like, oh, maybe I should bring the girl so that he will entertain me. So the guard took one of the like small booklets, and then he gave us some donation.
You see? Very good. Very good. Thank you very much for sharing this.
You're welcome, Prabhu.
See, one thing about preaching is that we have to strategize on how to reach people. People are suffering because of the want of this knowledge. People are suffering because of the want of this Krishna conscious knowledge. This is only what is missing in their life, many of them. So it's our duty that we have gotten this. The only way we can show our appreciation is to sit down and strategize on how to really give this knowledge to people. You see? So thank you for sharing that. So it's very, very important. Let the bodies strategize. How can we share this knowledge with people? How can we do it? What format can we do it? Get somebody to sponsor it and keep it with the people go to the mall. We can keep it in front of them and let people pick for free. We can strategize because we know the kind of people who go to the mall. So maybe somebody will sponsor the books and we keep some book somewhere in the mall where people can easily pick it or somewhere. So we have to sit down and really strategize how to give knowledge to people. You see, like I always say, Braj Eco Village is a very big preaching center. Actually, with Braj Eco Village, the people who are staying in Braj, they don't need to go out to preach. People will come to them, they will preach to them in the Braj. If they package themselves nicely and strategize how to present themselves to the government, you see, people will troop in to come to Braj Eco Village and they will be preached to. They don't need to go anywhere for preaching because Braj Eco Village is a tourist center. You see, tourists will come there, people will come there, you know, as they are going to the spring, the warm and cold spring, Braj Eco Village will be part of the place they want to come. And as they are coming, the devotee is taking them around the compound and explaining different things to them, what they are doing there. And like that, before you finish, you're already preaching to them, give them books. Tourists want to go to places like Braj Eco Village. You see? They want to go to such area. So people come here, you know. I remember when I went to India last time, I was so happy because when I got to the airport in Mumbai, our Govardhan Eco Village is one of the big adverts at the airport. It's one of the big adverts at the airport. Visit us at Govardhan Eco Village where we have this, we have that, this. So people, as they are planning their trip, just seeing the sign, oh, okay, oh, wow, I would like to visit Govardhan Eco Village. You see, in that Eco Village, you will have a yoga teacher. When people come there, when they take their break, before they take their breakfast, the yoga teacher will teach them yoga, you know, because they will have accommodation there. So they will get money for people will pay for their accommodation. They will get a yoga teacher who will teach them about yoga, about breathing exercise, and like that. Then the devotees take them around the community, how they are trying to live a sustainable, you know, life and all those things. So much preaching opportunity. In Braj Eco Village, you don't need to go out and preach. People will come to you, you will preach to them. If we package ourselves nicely. You see? Packaging is very, very important. In this material world, packaging is very, very important. Sometimes, due to packaging, you buy what you don't need. You know? You buy what you don't need. Just because it's nicely packaged, you just want to buy. You see, packaging. So every business person, when they are thinking about their products, they are thinking about packaging. You see? So we can package Krishna consciousness in such a wonderful way that people will be trooping to Braj Eco Village without no restriction about the races, about the cars, where they are coming from. And you will just be there. Money will be coming to Braj Eco Village. The devotee will go and set up different kind of things there in the Braj Eco Village. There will be a yoga teacher. There will be, you know, I'm in a group of Govardhan Eco Village. So I know what is going on in Govardhan Eco Village. So many activities going on there. You know, teaching yoga, making yoga teacher and all those things. You know, we have Prabhu Jagannananda Pandit, who is a teacher or yoga teacher, who have gone to Rishikesh to learn yoga. You know, you will see Filipinos who want to become yoga teacher, they will be trooping to Braj Eco Village to go and learn to become a yoga teacher, and they will get certificates. You see, packaging. People will come to us, we will preach to them nicely. if we package ourselves nicely. You see? Like that. So let's continue. Because we are talking about preaching, so we're talking about Braj Eco Village. I don't need to talk so much so that I will not get in people's case, you know. Then people will come after me. Okay, let's continue. So we are going to now, Krishna has spoken so nicely about meditation, about, about controlling the mind, about the perfection of controlling the mind. Krishna has spoken so nicely. Now let us listen to Arjuna's response as a student. That is why I'm always asking you, ask question, ask question. If you are listening, you must ask question. I always tell you, you don't understand. Now let us hear Arjuna. We are going to see. Arjuna is listening attentively. No, Arjuna ask a question now. He has a question, okay? Let us go. So Arjuna is going to ask his question now. What is Arjuna's question? Arjuna vacha yom yom yoyam yoga stoya propta samyena madhusudana itasyam napashami chachalatam still siram. Arjuna say, oh Madhusana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady. You know, we remember we talked about the restless nature of the mind and unsteady. So Arjuna is confirming it here. That is the nature of the mind in this world. There's nothing we can do about it. The mind is restless and unsteady. There's nothing we can do about that. You see? So Arjuna is telling Krishna, because he has been listening attentively, Krishna, you explain this thing so nicely, you make it look so simple. But Krishna, it's not easy to control the mind. The mind is restless and unsteady. You make it look so simple. You sit down like this, you focus your mind, then you meditate, then you control the ingoing breath and outgoing breath. Then when we realize the super soul, you talk as if it's so simple, Krishna. But it's not simple. The mind is very difficult to control, Krishna. The mind is restless. Krishna. So Arjuna was telling Krishna. So let's read the purpose explanation.
I'll read, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
The system of mysticism described by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, beginning with the words Suchau Deshe and ending with Yogi Parama, is here being rejected by Arjuna out of a feeling of inability. It is not possible for an ordinary man to leave home and go to a secluded place in the mountains or jungles to practice yoga in this age of Kali. The present age is characterized by a bitter struggle for a life of short duration. People are not serious about self-realization, even by simple, practical means, and what to speak of this difficult yoga system, which regulates the mode of living, the manner of sitting, selection of place, and detachment of the mind from material engagements. As a practical man, Arjuna thought it was impossible to follow the system of yoga, even though he was favorably endowed in many ways. He belonged to the royal family and was highly elevated in terms of numerous qualities. He was a great warrior. He had great longevity, and above all, he was the most intimate friend of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 5,000 years ago, Arjuna had much better facilities than we do now. Yet he refused to accept the system of yoga. In fact, we do not find any record in history of his practicing it at any time. Therefore, this system must be considered generally impossible in this age of Kali. Of course, it may be possible for some very few rare men, but for the people in general, it is an impossible proposal. If this were so 5,000 years ago, then what of the present day? Those who are imitating this yoga system in different so-called schools and societies, although complacent, are certainly wasting their time. They are completely in ignorance of the desired goal. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So one time in my country, there was one state. Actually, it's my state. In the early days of Krishna consciousness, when they came to my state in Nigeria, so as they started the Krishna consciousness in that place, so there are devotees in the temple. So one of the devotees say, oh, very difficult to stay with all these devotees, you know. Oh, this one is behaving like this, that one is behaving like that. Oh, this one is like this one is like that. No. I want to go to the forest and meditate. So he decided to go to the forest to meditate, to stay away from devotees. So he left in the morning. But then, Yarika, are you with us? Or somebody is distracting you?
Prabhu, they just arrived from Food for Life. Sorry, one second.
It's all right. I saw that some people are distracting you. It's all right. Don't let anyone distract you, because now you have to focus your mind.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So, and don't off your camera, because they will not see you. Okay. So this devotee said, oh, there's so much disturbance in the ashram. I'm going to the forest to meditate. Oh, this devotee is like this, that devotee is like this. How many of us think like that sometimes? Oh, that devotee is like that, that devotee. I'm going to the forest to meditate. So the devotee said, oh, please pray for us so when you get to the forest. So he left in the morning. So he went to the forest, because in the place is in the province place, you know. So he went to the forest. So he was there at night. He already put his mat on the floor, put his asana as Krishna described in Bhagavad Gita, and sat down to meditate. Then he started hearing voices at night. You know, like hearing different voices. Oh, Krishna. He removed his seat and ran back to the temple. And at the midnight, he was knocking at the door. Boo, 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 boo. Oh, who is that? Boo, boo, boo. He was knocking at the door. Who is that? They opened the door. Oh, Prabhuji, you're not meditating again? No, please, let me come inside. So he was telling them the following day that at night, he was hearing different voices. So he could not meditate. So when you are hearing about what Prabhupada is saying, how impossible this is now, you can imagine, I'm just giving you a practical example to understand what it means. When you go to the forest there, at night, you're going to be hearing different voices, the different animals, you know, different birds, all different things. So how can your mind stay peacefully when you are hearing different voices in the forest at night? It's not possible. Even sleeping peacefully, you will not be able to sleep. You see? So that's what Prabhupada is saying here, it's impractical. Even Arjuna was a warrior. Arjuna can stay in the forest and defend himself. Even Arjuna, with that, Arjuna still saying that he cannot practice that. It's impossible for him. If Arjuna, with a better mind, with pure mind, because for Arjuna to be associated directly with Krishna, you can imagine how pure his mind must be. So with Arjuna, with his nature of his, of his mind, for him to be able to say that Krishna, what you are telling me is impractical, we should know how this mystic path is not very easy. Prabhupada made it look very easy as we were studying. Every time in the Prabhupada we talk about devotional service. Prabhupada we talk about devotional service. But actually what Krishna was explaining is the process of mysticism. When you control your mind and after controlling your mind, you see the super soul in the heart, you can develop the mystic powers. This is what actually Krishna is explaining here. You see? So, yeah, Arjuna is saying, Krishna, this process is not practical. And truly, it's not practical. Actually, staying with the devotees or going to practice in the association of devotees is equal to going to the forest. You see? Even staying among devotees is even, sometimes it's more difficult than staying in the forest. Because in the forest, at least, you can climb on top of the tree if you see some animal and hide there. Then when it goes, you come down. But in the association of devotee, there's nothing like that. Everybody is human. But their behavior sometimes can make you to run crazy. Oh, how can he do that? It's like, why? How can he do that? No. You see, so you start thinking, oh, how can he do that to me? Oh, I trusted him. Oh, why did he do that? So sometimes, even in the association of devotee, what we meet in the association of devotee can drive us even more crazy. Oh, why is it behaving like that? So if you can stay in the forest of devotees and control your mind, you are even higher than these yogis. You get the point? So in this age, our forest is practicing devotional service in the association of devotees. Because sometimes devotees, they behave in an unexpected way that you cannot imagine. It's to test us. It's for our own test. You have to learn to transcend them. You have to learn to focus your mind on your goal, on your practice, and don't be distracted by others, their behavior. Because we are not recruiting saints. Are we recruiting saints? The people we are recruiting, are they saints? I'm asking a question now. Are we recruiting saints?
No,
No, Prabhu.
they're
No.
advanced.
Huh? Ryan Papa, what did you say? You added something. Ryan Papa, what did you say?
A sage, they are advanced. They are maybe Uttama.
Yeah,
Or
saints.
Madhyama.
Saints, yes, you are right. But we are not recruiting saints. We are recruiting conditioned souls like us. These are the people we are recruiting. So we don't expect saintly behavior from conditioned souls. So our duty is to focus on our own purification. Don't be distracted by others' impurities, because they are undergoing their own purification also. Don't let their impurity to discourage you. Don't let their impurity to make you lose focus. Krishna consciousness, ISKCON, is like a hospital. In the hospital, who do you find there? You find sick people. We are all sick. And the gurus are our medical doctors. They are the ones treating us. You see? And you will be so much, we will be, I will add myself, we will be so much stupid to be lying on a sick bed and you are pointing finger on the other person. See this one, it's like this. Is it not stupidity? You are lying on your home bed, but you are pointing fingers on the other one. See, he's having headaches. Oh, he's sick. His leg is like this. He's sick. That is why he's here in the hospital. We are all sick. That is why we are here in Krishna consciousness, to cure ourselves. You see? So the doctor has given us prescriptions. Every morning when you wake up, take these pills of Hare Krishna Mantra 16 rounds. Okay. When you take these pills of Hare Krishna Mantra 16 rounds, your condition will improve. Then after that, taking the Hare Krishna Mantra, you drink the water of Mahaprasadam to push the medicine down. Take Mahaprasadam, you see. So these are the prescriptions that have been given to us. So some of us, we will keep the pills because it's so bitter for us. We will throw it under the bed. We think that nobody is seeing us. We take the pills, we throw it under the bed, and every day we are taking the medicine, we are throwing it under the bed. We are not taking it. We are throwing it under the bed. Tell me, how are we going to be okay when the medicine given to us is thrown under the bed? We're not going to be okay. So when we don't chant our rounds, it's like throwing our medicine under the bed. Every day you are throwing on your medicine under the bed. We're not going to get okay. We can only get okay when we take that number of prescription given to us, and those who are sincerely following the doctor's prescription, they can feel themselves getting okay. They feel it. They have realized it, and they are happy, and they want to take more. So that is the situation. Okay? So Arjuna is confessing here to Krishna. Krishna, this thing you have given me is impractical. And that is why the process that Prabhupada has given us is a very practical process. In the beginning, Srila Prabhupada told the devotees, you are supposed to chant 64 rounds. And how the devotees say, Prabhupada, 64 rounds. How can we do that? Prabhupada said 32 rounds. Oh, Prabhupada, that would still be too much. And Prabhupada says 16 rounds. Oh, Prabhupada, 16. Prabhupada says, no, 16 rounds. Minimum. So it is minimum 16 rounds and a lot of services. 16 round minimum and do more services. Okay, that is what Prabhupada told us. Because Prabhupada is an acharya, is a qualified doctor to give medicine and prescription according to our situation. You see? So Prabhupada, he has given us the medicine that will help us in our conditional state. You see? So let us follow Prabhupada. Prabhupada personally said, if you follow my instruction, my prescription of chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna every day and doing service to Krishna, I will personally come to pick you. So the doctor is saying, if you follow my prescription, don't worry, I will be there in the theater to operate you and make sure you are safe at the end. You see? So following Prabhupada's instruction should be our goal in life, because Prabhupada has made bhakti easy for us. And whatever Prabhupada has said, Krishna have accepted it. And Krishna has allowed it to be the parameter for liberation, because Krishna fulfilled the desire of his pure devotees. So let us follow Srila Prabhupada's prescription, and so that we can every day get recover. If we don't chant our round attentively, minimum of 16 rounds attentively every day, we will be the most stupid person on earth to say that this Krishna consciousness is not working. You practice first. You chant your minimum of 16 rounds every day and do that for 20 years and come and tell me whether it's not working. You just try. You try first. Don't complain. You try. Every day, try to attentively chant 16 rounds and come and tell me whether it's not working. You will see that it's working. You see? So it's already 9 o'clock. We will stop here. Any comments, question?
I have a question, Prabhu, but I think it will take a lot of time to answer.
Okay, can we put it in the car park? Then we'll start with it tomorrow.
Okay.
Please, you write it down so that you will not forget. Please, I'm begging you. Because I'm very happy that I'm getting a question today after many long time. I'm very happy I'm getting a question today. Okay, so please write it down now as you are thinking of it so that you will not forget, and we will start the class tomorrow with your question. Okay, because it's already 9, I don't want to keep us more than 9 because of Kartik, we are going late. So I want us to stop exactly 9, okay? Vanchakapatarubyascha, Kripa Sindhubyavacha, Patitana Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu,
Hare
can we take
Krishna.
one picture?
Oh, no, wait. We have our cameraman in the house. Haribo.
I don't want to take so much of your time. But
Yes.
Prabhu Pitambar, he cannot open his cam.
Abu Pitamba, we want to see your beautiful face on your camera.
Okay.
Is Pitamba Prabhu there?
Anyways, we can...
Adeus.
Amadeus. Okay, everyone, look at
Amadeus.
your cameras. Big smile.
Okay,
Hare
Amadeus is,
Krishna. 1,
it's
2,
not,
3.
okay, let's.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, see you tomorrow.